Good afternoon, folks. Mike Wells, your world explorer. Today is August the 14th, 2024. We're out here in Fellsmere, Florida at Canal 54. We're actually west of Babcock. Right there is the Sharks Crew building, and all the way down the canal this way, west, is the T.M. Goodwin Marsh Conservation Area, if you're interested in this location. But what they did years ago was they had to dig out this canal. That's originally the St. Sebastian River. And when they dug it out pretty deep. They put most of the sediment down there, and it was a lot higher of a pile previously, but they took a lot of that sediment out and moved it over to Fellsmere Farms over that way. So now there's a lot of opportunity to find shells and calcite if you go this way. That's where we're gonna go surface hunting today. Now that material, if you look at these boulders here, there are a ton of like clam shells, and then there are like little pockets of calcite. I don't think that's calcite. That's probably somebody's old gum or something. But there are pockets of calcite that come out of these boulders. This is basically coquina. So if you look here, you can see there's calcite right there. That's basically what we're looking for today. But you see how big these boulders are. Here's another example of some sugary looking calcite. Just, oh yeah, look at that. Now this right here is from a whelk shell. I'm not sure, this one too, I'm not sure what type, but there's also whelks. There's some calcite right there that could use some cleaning. That way you could see the yellow crystals. And if you look right here too, there's some right in there. So yeah, hopefully we can locate something today. I haven't been out here in a few years, so I really don't know what to expect. Here's a whelk too. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head that way. All right, I just pulled out of that parking space, and I noticed that there's a whole bunch of fresh dug and dumped material over here that is being used to fortify the water flow pipes and the actual bridgeway there. But if you look in the distance over here, there are these massive piles of sediment. They're actively mining this material basically just to the north of Canal 54. So we'll check through this a little bit and see what we can find. Now I'm just looking down right now just to see if there's anything that's sparkly is jumping out at me, because this is the material, this gray, that will have the crystals. You see that? That's probably something decent. I'm not gonna mess with that though. I'm just out here surface collecting, really. But yeah, okay, so here we are. Great example as to what I'm talking about. That right there, that's some calcite. I'm not even gonna touch most of this because I was able to get a bunch of calcite over from Fort Drum back when the Fort Drum crystal mine was in operation, and I just have a bunch of this material, so I'm not really going to do much in the way of collecting today. But I did want to show you that this is the material that this calcite is found in. There's a whole bunch of it, it seems, right here right now, and every time it rains, well, it exposes more. But yeah, this gray, if I see an amazing specimen, I might take it. But this gray coquina has a bunch of that calcite in it. Let's look at this rock right here. That's got a little bit of calcite right on it. Wow, this is a big treat for me today because I was not expecting to be able to just come out here and see calcite everywhere. Now it is hot as heck out here. It's the middle of August. Let's look down this way. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what kind of shell that is. That's an old bolt. What else can we spot? Now I found some really nice whelks out over that way, back when there were big piles of sediment years ago. But now, hold on. That looks like an olive shell. It's got some calcite in it. Some neat looking stuff. Let's see if that clam, nope, that clam didn't have anything in it. There's a little calcite crystal sitting right there, just looking pretty for someone. I mean, if you look around though, let's look at that. See, that's gonna have a bunch of calcite in it. It's kind of nice. Oh, look at that. There's a whelk right there. Now, if this whelk were free, you could cut it open and there would probably be a lot of calcite inside of it. But look at that. There's some calcite right there. Wow, there's a lot of calcite out here. I'm surprised. Look at this chunk. Look over here. That's a nice little chunk of calcite right there. Just to give you an idea, that's the size of it. Pretty amazing, huh? Look at that one. Pretty stuff. It's just old shells that looks like a moon shell right there. I could be wrong. These are just old shells that have a bunch of calcite in them. They're really pretty. Really pretty crystals. Now, on the Mohs scale of hardness, from 1 to 10, 10 being really hard, like I think a diamond is a 10, and 1 being really soft, it's like chalk, I think. Calcite is a number 3. Look at the size of this whelk. And it has some crystal growth on it, some remnants. But that would have been an excellent specimen had it been held intact. Look at all this opportunity. Folks, this is crazy. Like I said, I'm not going to take anything because, I mean, unless it's like an amazing $200-300 specimen, which you never know what you'll find, really. But look, these big boulders, they've got the calcite in them everywhere. That looks like possibly an old whelk remnant. There's an old whelk there. Oh, look at this. If you do this, you really do have to be careful. You gotta watch your steps. Boom, there's some. But yeah, there's calcite all over this place. This isn't even the main location I was going to show you today. This is just some new material that's been set here to reinforce against land erosion. But if you want to like look around on the surface, you can find stuff. Look at that. That's kind of cool. See what I'm saying? Look at this one. That's got a nice golden calcite color to it. It's beautiful. So yeah, I mean, there's opportunity for someone, any kind of entrepreneurs who want to buy massive truckloads of this material and have them dumped on the property somewhere, and then offer rockhounds an opportunity to come dig through those piles of virgin material for a fee. Fort Drum, I think, was doing that for like $100 per person per day. There are some folks who have been trying to do little tiny digs and stuff like that, and they've been somewhat successful to my knowledge. Look at this. Look at this whelk shell. That's a nice shell right there. Yeah, if you're a shell hound, most rockhounds are also shell hounds or fossil hounds. So there's a lot of opportunity for that here as well. Oh, look at that glass. If you're a glass hound, I don't know if that would be of any value, but it is the right color. Yeah, so any kind of entrepreneur-minded person could really take advantage of an opportunity by getting in contact with these industrial mines and getting a hold of this material, because there's only like a 17-inch vein of it, so you want to get the right material. Wow, look at this. This is, I think that's Alexandria stone. That is a huge boulder of it too. This is new to the markets. People really don't know about this, but I'm going to show you. It's basically agatized coquina in its most dense form. This stuff's incredible. And it has vugs of like a sky blue agate throughout. It's really nice. Sometimes it's all sky blue, like the whole thing. Look at that. This is the good stuff. I mean, this is kind of tan looking, this stuff right here, but this can be polished up, and you can make cabochons and all kinds of stuff out of this specific material. But that's really cool. I didn't know that was going to be out here. See, you just never know what you're going to find. Look at that. Look at those crystals just sticking out. Those are beautiful. You're probably going to get mad at me for leaving all these behind, but like I said, I got tons of this material at my house. Look at that one. That's cool. But any rockhounds who have never experienced calcite hounding here in this location in Florida, it's here. Okay, so here's another, I think, turkey wing shell. There are just probably trillions, skip billions, probably trillions of shells out here. Especially when you start to dig just a little bit. Look right there. Boom. I am sweating to death right now, just so you know. What other nice little calcite crystals can we find? There's some right there. Wow. There's a whelk down there in the rock, in the boulder. I'm not seeing any like museum quality specimens or collection sized top 1% types of specimens, but that's okay. I don't know what this is. This is some type of a concretion that formed underground, but it's a neat little rock. It's kind of like a tube of it. Now, I've found several of those throughout my time. Wow, look at this. Look at this. There's a nice, decent piece of calcite there and there. This one looks, how big is it? It does move, so let's just pop it out. Okay, so it is, wow, it's actually a lot larger than I thought it would be. I'm gonna leave that behind, obviously, but you see how much material is out here. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll find something that I can add to my collection today. That would be really cool. See, the trouble with filming and searching at the same time is I have to focus on my camera, my balance, and searching. So I have to multitask, and it becomes quite uncomfortable to try and locate high quality items and have to balance and hold my camera at the same time. Now, I'm sure you've seen this. That's a decent specimen right there. Look at that. Very sparkly. Now, if you just use, there's this stuff that has 6% citric acid in it to clean your crystals. I'm trying to remember the name of it. When I remember, I'll let you know again. What's this up here? Look at those crystals. That is, yeah, awesome. Look at that one. Those are pretty crystals. They're smaller dogtooth calcite, but they're there. Where is a nice specimen? I gotta have at least one thing to take home today for myself. There's more calcite down there, just on a little piece right there. Like I said, it's everywhere out here. Look at all this glass. It's pretty thick. See that glass right down there? Can't miss it. I don't know if that's old glass or newer. Look, it's everywhere. It must be older. I don't know. I'm not, but whatever. Oh, look at this. You know what this is? That's a tilly bone from a prehistoric fish. That black. So that's a nice little fossil for someone. I actually have probably over 100 of those, so I'm not going to take it. Yeah, there's a bunch of calcite out here. This is totally unexpected, but a very nice treat. Also, look, you saw a calcite olive shell earlier. Now you see the actual olive shell itself. These are nice. That's actually in really good condition. Let's look around over here. I don't see, that looks like some Alexandria stone. A lot of it. I don't see too much in the way of calcite in that direction. It is so hot out here, folks, for me right now. I'm sweating. So I don't want to get too close to this water down here, because it's almost a guarantee that you will be surprised by a few gators, because this is where they live out here. There's undeniable that these gators live out here. I've come out here before and seen dozens of them, and yeah, I'm not about to experience having my back turned toward a big 12, 13, 15 foot gator and then being chomped on. And no, that's not going to happen today. So this is just one little part of the experience. I'm not seeing any, like I said, museum quality specimens or anything like that, but there are nice little specimens of calcite hanging around. So for you more capable rock hounds, this might be something you'd be interested in. Look at that. There's some right there. Pretty good. Oh, look at this whole rock probably has a nice amount of calcite in it. Look at that. Look at those crystals. Those are beautiful. So yeah, this is the material that all the calcite exists in. This gray coquina looking stuff. It's also tan coquina that the calcite exists in. So both colors. And I'll show you the contrast. Let's look down here real quick. I'm getting a little close to the gator territory. I don't wanna be part of that. Look at this. Look at that in there. Boom. That's interesting. Here's some right here. Now, that's kind of more of the tan material, and that's the gray material. So they both have calcite. Now, if you look harder than I'm looking, you might find a whelk that's intact that looks like something like this. That'd be worth taking home to cut. The whelk. That wasn't a whelk, by the way. That was just like up here. Look at this. There's a whelk sticking out right there. That's probably a decent whelk. Look at that calcite. Awesome. Yeah. There's a lot going on over here in these piles of material. So I'm gonna go toward the flatlands and do some surface collecting now. And if I see something amazing, I will alert you. And we are alerting to this. This is a knobbed whelk. The way you know is when you stand it right side up and the ear facing toward you, it moves to the right. A lightning whelk, the ear would move to the left. But it's in pretty decent condition, this one. And it's decently large. Let's just look around some. All right, I've been seeing more Alexandria stone, but I finally found one that it has the blue. Let's go. Look at that. That one is so gemmy. This thing looks amazing. Look at it. Look how gemmy that is. Look at the blue. I mean, those are fossil shells all in there. And it has a decent transparency to it. That's how I know it's gemmy. And it's not even wet. So this is an incredible specimen, this one here. Obviously, I can't do nothing about that. It's too big. That's what, 150, 200 pounds, maybe even more. 300-pound specimen. God. Anyhow, we're gonna go to our main spot. So here's Fellsmere Grade Road. It runs all the way to TM Goodwood Marsh Conservation Area, and this is the tree setup that I park near. This is a sable palm with a very large strangler fig growing out of it. So when you see that strangler fig coming out of the sable palm, that's my spot. But we're just gonna go run around and see what we can find. Back when they were digging all this back up to use the fill in a different location, all this ground had no grass. All the way down it had no grass. Now it's all weeds. So I don't even know if we're gonna find anything today, but it can't hurt to look. See, you can see remnants of the good stuff. So I'm not seeing anything there. Yeah, this is way grown over. So let's check the downslopes, which is right here. This is where we're gonna find anything, if we find anything. So I'm looking, I see olive shell right away. There's a little bit of rock. But where's the calcite is the question. Where is that beautiful calcite? Okay. We have located some calcite. And those crystals are somewhat big. Look at that. This is a chunk. So, if you look here, this thing has a bunch of calcite throughout. So this is a pretty decent piece. I don't know if I should keep that or not. I'm tempted to, but I don't know. But yeah, there's you'll find shells. And then further up, like I'm talking way down that way, when they were digging, there were a bunch of giant whelk shells that had no calcite in them, but they were just huge whelk shells. So anywhere you dig in Florida, you're going to find fossilized mollusks. And some of the locations you dig at, you're also going to find mammal fossils. Look at this. There's some calcite. That's not an amazing piece, but if you soak that in 1 part muriatic acid and 50 parts water for like 10 to 20, 30 seconds, it would come out nice. Look, there's a whelk shell right there. So this location does have crystals. Still. Thing is, you can't dig, obviously, because that would mess things up as far as the grading of the ground and all that. But if I wanted to dig, this is where I would dig, if I could. But we're right across the way from the new mine. It's right over there. And they've got some huge piles of sediment, like right there. Giant pile. There's another one behind those trees right there. But yeah, they have this same material over there. And they're just squandering it. They're using it as fill. It's really sad. But for the rockhounds and the enthusiasts, I'm going to tell you right now, I just found a pretty large sized whelk. Look at that. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's been years since I've been out here, but it's in the ground. Look at that thing. That's a decent knobbed whelk. I have a bunch of those. I don't need any more. My heart wants to take it, but my mind does not. So I'm letting my mind overpower in this situation, and I'll be safe that way. We're looking around. You can see a bunch of other shells too. It's not just the whelks, but those are just the ones that are like the real treats that stand out. But there are, like I said, trillions of other shells. I haven't even left the vicinity of my automobile. And I'm telling you folks, holy smokes, there's another whelk there, buried. Here's another buried whelk. Here, they are everywhere, these whelks. There are some olive shells too. That one looks like it's busted a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that nice little shell right there. Another one right there. Haha, gosh, they're everywhere. Look, another olive shell. I don't know what that is. This is the spot. Yeah, there's probably some calcite in that. There's the edge of a shell. We're just gonna look around a little bit more because I really want to find something. Here's more whelk activity. There are so many whelks out here. I can't believe how many whelks there are. You might see a tillybone here or there. I'm having to adapt my eyes. It's been a while since I've been out here. Look at that. That's a fragment of a whelk, I believe. There's a cool looking shell. I forget what that's called. I think it's like a turkey wing or something. Look, there's some calcite right there. See that? Where are we at? I gotta find it. Right there. Boom. That's a little piece. Bigger than I thought. But yeah, it'll be all over out here. There's a whelk, cracked up a little bit. There's a bunch of... That's always a good sign right there when you see those crystals sitting out in the open like that. You could probably just move a little bit of the surface stuff and find some more crystals that are much better intact. That's a great sign too. That's a little bit of calcite right there. So all over out here you'll find shells, calcite, and more shells. What else can we spot right now? Let's keep looking. Oh yeah, look at the giant, look at the size of that whelk. It's got a little calcite right next to it. I wonder how much calcite I'm not spotting with my eyes right off the bat. It's got to be a lot. But yeah, this is still the spot, and it will be for years, especially when they go to start moving this material around again. At some point, I suspect they'll try to restore the St. Sebastian River, so they'll be getting rid of this canal. When they start doing that, you can bet that I'm going to be out here. Right now, they're pumping billions of dollars into restoring the Everglades, so they're a little preoccupied with the funds and the human resources, but I don't know what this is. Look, a tillybone. Look at that. Wow. Cool. You know what else? Boom, that's probably a massive whelk. This is the spot, folks. Oh, that's an old part of a chain. Not like I care, but look at that. Now, here's something interesting. I've never seen anything like this out here before, which is a black, porous-looking thing. But this tells me that this is a fossil of some sort. I could be wrong. It's got to be a bone of some sort. I don't even know, but it's black, it's porous, it looks like bone. It's probably a fossil. I am going to leave that behind because it doesn't look like anything significant, but like I said, I could be wrong. It could be something amazing from some unknown species. Who knows? Look at that. Another whelk. Folks, there are whelks all day long out here. It's insane. I'm looking for that golden shine, though. Where's that golden shine at? There's a little calcite right there. Where are we at? Come on, come on. I'm telling you, you're going to find so much out here if you just surface collect. And if you've never been out here, you've never collected these types of items, then everything is going to seem like a treasure trove to you. Everything, literally. But it's fun to just come out here and surface collect from time to time and bring home some amazing stuff. That was a giant whelk. I find them 4 times that size, by the way. There's another one. There's so many whelks out here. Let's look around a little bit harder. Where are these calcite crystals? Another whelk. Another whelk. Another whelk. What's that? A tilly bone? Another tilly bone. That's a big one. That's a bigger tilly bone. Folks, there's a lot out here. Look at that tilly bone. This was way more rewarding than I had thought it would be. I thought the spot would be picked over, but apparently not. I must be the only human being that ever comes here. Look, there's some calcite right there. There's another olive. I don't know, that might be a whelk right there. Another olive shell. Here's some more calcite right there. Calcite everywhere, folks. Now, that spot I showed you first has more calcite than what you're seeing here, but hey. This might be something. Oh gosh. I think I found something. Oh, please don't be massive. If you're too big, I can't do anything. Anyhow, there's something right there. And I'm probably gonna have to leave it behind. I don't know what that is. But there are some cool finds out here. It's like a mudstone. You'll find these two. They're like just little mud pearls, but they're hardened. There's a coquina all. It looks like it's washed, like beach washed. Another olive shell. I'm telling you, just unlimited amounts of big shells. You name it. Just so much to find out here, just right on the surface. I'm trying to spot something like quickly. Here's another whelk that's been crushed. But I just want to spot something so that, like an amazing specimen. Look, there's some calcite. Boom. Folks, I could spend all day out here showing you what there is out here to find. Big clam. I found some monster clams out here before. Here's another tilly bone. There are many different types of shells you can find out here. Now this looks like a very rocky location that I've tapped into right here. So if we're gonna find something calcite oriented, it'll probably be here. There's some calcite right there, right in a clam hinge. That's cool. What else can we spot? Well, I'm not seeing like giant calcite crystals sticking up out of the ground or anything like that. But we've seen quite a bit of good stuff thus far. There's a little specimen. Yeah, if I'd spent a little bit more time trying to fish out that one that we found earlier that looked like a nice whelk that has calcite in it, then it probably would have yielded us some good calcite, but I'm not going to today. I'll leave that for somebody else. I don't know if anybody's going to come out here, but it is a great location for collecting and surface finds. Now, if I keep going this way, it's going to be mostly shells. This rocky material has the calcite, and I'm between those trees and these trees right here, and then it's wide open again. But this is the best spot for the calcite, in my opinion. So what we'll do too now, the best calcite came from that right there, that jetty thing. So let's go. We're on the jetty. This is where the best specimens have come from. You're going to want to look wherever there's ground that is exposed. Now these weeds, though, they really make it tough to find anything. Plus, you gotta be kind of aware of snakes and stuff. These weeds. So I want to go down there just to look real quick. I've never actually looked over there. But yeah, back when they were digging all this up, I was finding really nice museum quality whelks that had the calcite all in them. Look at that. There's a big clamshell right there. Yeah, folks, if you just come poke around out here, you're gonna find stuff. There's no question. Now this, you don't want to be digging with your back. You don't want to be like going down there and have your back toward the water, because the gators in here, there are so many. So I'm just gonna stay up here and just kind of browse up high. But look at all these little shells, huh? That'll give you an idea of what you're looking at here. And there's some shells down there. Yeah, this is the kind of material that you might find something in. Rocks are always a good sign, those types of rocks. Let's go look over here. I don't want to get too close to the water. Oh, look at this. You know what this is? This is a really old oyster. Probably over 200,000 years old. That's incredible. I'm going to toss that up there for somebody. Here's more stuff down in here. What's this? What is that? It's got some crystals on it. Cool. For somebody else. Where's the rocks at? Where are we at here? What can we find? There's nothing there. Ooh. Look at that. That's like some weird ironstone, I think, for someone. You gotta be careful of these guys, because they'll get you. So it's blocking my path that way. I'm gonna be a wimp today and try to just avoid getting the pokes from the sand spurs. There's rock. This is the rock you want to see. Beautiful tan color. It's going to be near where the good specimens are. Boom. That's not a specimen, but it is a shell. So not a calcite specimen. Wow. Here's something else you can find out here. It's called the apple snail. These are invasive and the birds eat them. But anytime you see like the pink egg sacs anywhere like in the grass and stuff, that's these. That's cool. That's for somebody else though, because I have a bunch of those. And here's the fin that is located in their opening. That's it. That's their armor. But it's not sufficient because the birds still get them out. It's a very fragile type of shell. Where are we at here? What do we got? That was an old shell that got busted up, oyster. Not a whole lot in the way of crystals at this particular spot, but it's got good washout area. Look at that thing. That's one of those mud stalactite thingies. I'm just not seeing the crystals right here. Not really seeing it. I wonder if anyone else has been out here. Oh, look at the size of that oyster. That's a pretty big oyster. So yeah, we're not in the crystals right here. Whatever that is. There's some shells. Lots of shells. Lots. Let's go up again. And we'll just walk along this path until we see something. If my camera's really shaky, I apologize. It's the best I could do. You will find this type of shell. There's two colors. One is pearlescent white and one is pearlescent beige or brown. But once you take all of that skin off, that brown skin, oh man, they're so beautiful. People have no idea. No idea. Let's look over here. Yeah, they've matted this down pretty heavily with their excavators and stuff, so I see the remnants of the rock. So the stuff does exist. You just gotta find it. And you can't be preoccupied with a camera like I am, because this is definitely keeping me from finding more. Undoubtedly. Gator City, boy. Let me not get close to that. Look at that clam, though. And look at the size of that clam. This looks like a really good washout area. Holy smokes. I've always wanted to check this out. Yeah, that's a nice size clam. There's the material you want to see, because literally the crystals exist right up underneath this bubbly mudstone looking stuff. And for 17 inches. So what are we gonna spot here? There you go. That's an olive shell. Okay, I'm starting to see something. What's that? That's a trace of calcite. So it's gonna be here. You gotta find it. It can't hurt to take rocks and flip them and do that kind of stuff. You know, like do that and check and all that. But like, stay away from that water. All right. What do we got here? That looks like an old oyster. Here's a little baby calcite crystal. Now, people wonder all the time, oh, can you facet calcite? You can, but you got to get it on the right cleavages. If you don't, it won't polish up nicely. And, wow, look at this shell. This is a beautiful shell, folks. Oh, man, those are so nice. I'm leaving it all behind for somebody else. You got shells like this out here too. They get pretty big. Look at this thing. Let's see if it's got anything on it. It's got calcite under it and in it, like a little decent amount, but that's not something that I personally am looking for. Look at this shell. Wow. That's a nice shell. You will find this out here, folks. Like I said, keep away from the water. You never know what's creeping or lurking behind you in this area. It's Florida. Danger. So let's go ahead and keep moving this way. I'm just going to stay up here and kind of quick browse. I just want to see something. There's a giant shell. See how big these clams can get? They can get massive. They get bigger than that. Let's look over here. Just tons of shell material over here. Giant, where is it at? Right there. Let's just go down there. I want to see this thing. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to get any closer to that water. There's a huge whelk down there, though. That's a shame that I can't, that I don't want to get closer. Look at this huge shell. It's got some ants in it. Huge. What's this? A rock? This is a rock. Let's look at that giant, I'm going to do this really fast. Giant olive shell. And the whelk is a big one. Let's get out of here. Okay, there it is. It's quite large, folks, for somebody. All right, here's a huge olive shell. Very good. So there you have it, folks, a whole bunch of shell opportunities. I'm gonna drive down the road real quick and see if I can find anything else. And hopefully I have a little bit more to show you, but this is my stomping ground. This is where I exist. This is where I thrive. This is where I know how to find. Yeah, there's some calcite on that. See what I'm saying? This whole mound. If these weeds weren't here, the opportunity would be way better than what you see right now. Unreal. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go look over there real quick because it looks very tan and very good. And then I'm gonna go look down, way down where the big shells
Back on
were.
the other side of the jetty, we're gonna check out just a little bit more
Space on the ground over here. Now that shell I've already pulled out earlier. You saw that. Let's look. This tan material is looking really good. So I just wanted to kind of check this out real quick before we head further down for the last stint of this excursion. Let's take a look. Yeah, so there's some fossil bone that I saw. What else can we see? Oh, there's something that I got a little bit earlier, so let's see if we can find the good stuff. Oh, look at that. There's some calcite crystals. Very cool.
Where's the nice big calcite crystals? There's a little one right there. I was hoping to be able to spot some big ones, because they're here. Imagine if we were allowed to like prospect here somewhere, like a designated prospecting area for the rockhounds. We would find all kinds of stuff. Look at that. That's a clam. That's a little tiny clam that's been completely replaced with calcite. Huh. Where is this calcite? I mean, we're finding it, but not big crystals. There are really nice big crystals here. There's a little bit right there. There's some right there. Those are good signs. Huh. It's good when the sun is out because you could really see the yellow crystals, the gold. Look at that one. There, that's cool. Where are you at? Yeah, I'm probably missing some, but that's okay. Huh. You even will find fossilized like sand dollars and stuff out here. You just never know what you're gonna find. Look at that. That's cool. All right, where are these crystals? That almost was something. There's an old, I believe that's an oyster. Yeah, that's an oyster. Well, I'm not seeing big, huge calcite crystals jumping out at me at this spot, but that does not mean they're not here. I can imagine how many are actually right under the surface. Look at this. Look at this whelk. Another whelk. There's whelks everywhere. There's a mud stone. Yeah. Folks, we're gonna go ahead and head down and check out the spot where we used to find massive whelks. It's way down that way. Let's go have a look. We've just passed the next bridge, which you can see down there. And then we're on the jetty here. Now they took a bunch of this sediment out as well, but they left behind a bunch of shells in this material. As you can see, this material here is loaded completely with shells. I don't think this is calcite material, but it's got countless oyster shells and little clam shells. Where I found the biggest shells would be right there, but probably I'm thinking further down. I'm not sure. It's hard to remember exactly where I was, but if you search long and hard enough, you'll find all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's here. Look at all these oysters. There's just unbelievable amount of oysters over here, But it seems like there's just different material. You know, if you go further that way, it's different material than here. And then if you go further that way, it's different material than here and there. So it's just different material the further west you go. Now, I don't see any big shells right away, but there might be some here. I'm not sure. I know there's probably some down there. But I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time looking for those types of shells today. That's not what I want to do. I just wanted to cover mostly the calcite. So I told myself if I wasn't going to find it right away over here, then I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time over here. So what we'll do is we'll just walk down just a little bit. I got to see something that is, you know, flashing, calling my name, saying, hey, look at me, I'm a massive shell. That's what I have to see. If I don't see that here in the next 60 seconds, well, then this is the end of this video. But I'll make some more videos on shell collecting and shell hunting going forward, because I realize a lot of folks are into that. So that's what I'll do. And I'm not seeing the big giant shells jump out at me over here. We found bigger shells down the way. You will find these kinds of shells down here too. Just shells everywhere. It's Florida. Anyhow, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as that helps the channel grow. And please do stay tuned, as I will be bringing you more rock hounding videos and shell hounding videos in the not so distant future. Have a great day.